and he is an amazing speaker. He is expert in Shastra. If anyone has any Shastra question, he's the person to go. I know a lot of preachers approach him for Shastric evidence and references and all his understanding. So I see a lot of nods that he's expert. He's speaker, he's amazing keepanier, he runs multiple Bhakti rickshaws. It's our honor to have the opportunity to hear from him. Please loudly welcome him on Jayasachinandan. Patrika loudly chanting. Jayasachinandan ki.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunta Krishna Yamuna Tira Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
श्री चैतन्य मंत्र स्थापित वंदे श्री गुरु श्री कमलम श्री गुरु वैष्णवांश श्री रूपम साग्रजातम सागरनाथान्वितम तम सजीवम साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजना सहित कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पारम साय ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांस्त हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे अंगं वंदे देवी कृपात्मा श्री गुरुदीन कारणं परमानंदमानं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वर। I'm struggling sadhaka myself, and I chose a topic today to accurately maybe depict my own life. So I seek the blessings of all the senior devotees here to bless me that I could speak for the pleasure of Shri Radha Gopijana Vallabha, Shri Patita Pavan Gaura, and all the senior devotees. So I chose a topic which is very important to me personally and for everyone. I felt for many people in this modern world, how association is something very, very, very subtle, very fine, and how it affects us. So I titled it Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha. So this is a very famous verse of the Bhagavad Gita, which says the association that we have determines what type of desires we have. So everyone has a desire. Everyone sitting in this room or outside, everyone has a desire. But what determines the desire we have is the association we have had so far. So that's the title. Now, before even going forward, I want to say we have to talk about good and bad association. What does good mean? What does bad mean? So we're going to talk about different personalities and how they have fallen into bad association. But before even going into bad association, what is good association? Why should you be here? Why should you not be somewhere else? Why should you be sitting here? Right? And what should necessarily bring you back here? What is so special about this place? Is this like any other place? So what is happening? Who am I? So first of all, good and bad is determined by the goal we have. What is my goal? If I don't have any goal, then there is nothing called good, there is nothing called bad. Right? Because whatever my senses demand, that's okay. That's it. There is nothing more. Krishna interestingly speaks on the verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Shraddhamayo ayam purushaha yoyat shraddhaha sa eva saha. Shraddhamayo ayam purushaha. Everyone has a faith. Everyone has different types of faith. People have faith in the mode of ignorance. People have faith in the mode of passion. People have faith in the mode of goodness. There are different gunas. And a person in the mode of ignorance, he's very indifferent, he's very lazy, as I was mentioning. I have no goal. So naturally, he would want to associate with someone who also engenders the same type of faith. And someone might have a lot of desires. So if he comes here, he will find things very boring because he has a different type of faith. He cannot ingest Bhagavad Gita. But a person who's faith in the mode of goodness, he does not think, what should I desire? Rather, he thinks, he understands what is actually Shreyas for me. What is actually good for me. He goes to the root of the problem and understands, who am I? Why am I here? Why am I suffering? So once we really want to solve all the problems of life, I really want to solve all the problems of life because right now I'm in a situation where time is basically eating my body. And when the Prabhu mentioned very nicely last week, like you go to GPS, you go to a funeral, then it says you have arrived. Right? So that's the destination, So basically, where am I going? I have a faith in the mode of passion, but anything I'm doing, but where am I going? We must understand. So an intelligent person can actually understand. By day and night, I'm passing. I'm actually getting closer to death. My designations that I have, whatever I think I am, is not actually true. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a doctor. So a person in the mode of goodness can actually see this. A person whose faith is in the mode of passion, he cannot understand reality because he already has a desire. If I have a material desire, I already decide what reality should be. You know what I'm saying? If I have a material desire, which means I'm saying, whatever reality will help me fulfill that desire, that is reality. Ravana's reality was, Lord Ramachandra is weak. Whoever is going to tell me that, you be in my sabha. Everyone else, anything else, I don't want to hear. So a person in the mode of passion has a very, very, very narrow vision that I will get this and I will become happy. But it is viparitam. Viparitam means whatever we are struggling hard to get right now. Today's pleasure, if we get that, today's pleasure is tomorrow's pain. Why do I say that? If I'm experiencing some pleasure right now, say, I love my son so much. Say you love your son so much. That love is proportional to the pain I've experienced when I separate from him. Is it not? Any pleasure you take in this material world, the indriya, the senses are coming with the sense objects. They are coming together. My eyes are coming and meeting something else. My ears are meeting something else. My senses are hankering. I want to be united with the sense objects. Genitals, I want to unite with this. Ears, I want to unite with this. The nose, I want to unite with this. So it is trying to unite while it is experiencing pleasure, but again there is separation. Then there is pain. So any person in this material world who's enjoying in this phantasmagoria, this illusion, is bound to experience pain. Why? Because separation is compulsory. Separation from whatever we consider as happiness is compulsory. If separation is going to be compulsory, where is the question of material happiness? Because even if you're saying I'm happy, it only compounds the pain later. I love my wife so much. Your wife will be separated. I love my husband so much. So who am I? If I'm not a husband, if I'm not a wife, if I'm not a child, if I'm not a daughter, if I'm not a professional, who am I? If a person has this question, then I don't have that question. Then the Shastra is saying, for this person who has this question, this is good association. For this person who wants to elevate himself, it's bad association. A person who wants to be comfortably cheated, like Prabhupada gives the example of a goat which is comfortably cheated. It is going to get slaughtered, but it is cheated, thinking, okay, I'm eating grass right now. I'm very good. I am okay. You are okay. Everything is okay. So a person must be very concerned. We must increase our standard of worry. We are worrying about what will I get next. This person has more. This person has more. So for a person who's worried about his spiritual life, everyone has to worry about something. Krishna says, Bhagavad Gita, Ashojyan Anvashojastam. You are worrying for something that is not worthy of being worried for. So what should I worry for? I should worry that time is passing and my next body is being downloaded. This is real. I am not an engineer. It is an imposition on my mind. I've simply conditioned myself. I am this, I am this, I am this, I am this. That's all. There is no meaning to it. It is mano matra meva. That is what Bhagavatam is saying. It is merely a mental imposition. I am the mother, I am the mother. And when there is separation, that illusion is dispelled. When illusion is dispelled, that is called pain. I don't want to give up the illusion. Material nature is giving me, taking that illusion away, then that is pain. So instead of material nature forcibly taking away my illusion, why should I not give up illusion myself? Instead of everything being taken away from me forcefully, why should I not give it up myself? The pain of discipline or the pain of regret? What do I want? What do I want? So I have to decide. So for someone like this, I want to make a clear, because if I say bad association, good association, bad for whom? Good for whom? If you want eternal benefit, I really want to solve my problem. I'm separate from this. I don't have anything to do with this. This is reality. I'm actually part and parcel of Krishna. I don't have anything to do with this whatsoever. I'm like now dreaming. This is like a dream. I'm dreaming. So we have to wake up from that dream. Uttishta, Jagrata. We have to wake up. This is not real. Our experiences are not real. Our material world is real. The experiences in this world are not real. So how do we associate with others? Now with that association, I want to make progress. Suddenly some thought comes in my mind. So maybe this is all temporary only now. But what happens? I am habituated to take bad association. And because I'm habituated to take bad association, there is a small spark. This bad association takes it away. Like Ravana kidnaps Sita, Devi, this bad association, what he does? He kidnaps that small samskara I have. It kidnaps it away. That's all. Over. Now maybe after 2 months, 3 months, again you'll have that samskara. Or maybe after 10 years. Who knows? That's all taken over. So this bad association in the current context, especially for a householder working in the corporate world, which is why I'm saying this lecture is especially meant for me. So association at the level of identity, and then association in terms of philosophy, association in terms of behavioral traits. We borrow traits. Okay, maybe this person is putting up Instagram video like this. You see that. Oh, maybe this is success. I have to smile like this in Instagram, and if I get more views, maybe this is success. It goes inside you. Your faith gets changed. Maybe this is happiness. You're associating, you're not knowing what is happening in the background. Just like a person who's driving a car does not know what's happening in the background. When I take bad association, so many processes are happening behind. My faith is getting changed. My philosophy of success is getting revisited. Ingested, okay, maybe I should dress like this. This is what is maybe modern. Maybe this is how I must talk. Maybe this is how I must pretend. I'm in the corporate world. Maybe this is the accent I must. In this way, constantly different behavioral traits, different identities, different philosophies. Chintam aparideyam pralayantam upashritaha kam upabhogena paramayeta avantistitaha. So many traits are minutely going inside. And I'm embracing it. I do not know whether it is grahyam or tyajyam. Should I accept it or should I leave it? I don't know. It's so subtle. It's all going inside. I don't know. And accepting, embracing this, what is happening? I'm exposed to the illusion at the time of death. Death is the time where illusion will be completely removed, fully naked. At that point of time, you can't speak. You can't tell anyone. But all illusion is ripped off. Oh, Okay. Old age. Okay. In this way, illusion ripped off little by little, and death, full illusion is ripped off. So if I want to be cheated at the end of life, then I can marry matter. I can marry matter, and the association that is based on marrying matter. More, bigger, more. Right? There is no end. So we are borrowing everything we are touching. My Shiksha Guru give an example. So you are having your hand and you're putting it in sambar. Sambar, you have it for 15 minutes. You again put it in Mysore rasam. Again putting it for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you smell your hand. It smells of Mysore rasam. 15 minutes, if something is having that effect to give you that sangha, imagine the power of association that can have on your consciousness and mind. So careful we must be, very careful. But I'm careless. I'm like smitten. Like someone is a dope, like, basically doped with drugs or something. Like I'm like. So I do not know. I'm just going in the momentum. Wherever life is taking me, I'm going. So this is the levels of association. What does bad association do? It instills false faith. You start thinking this is success. You start downgrading success. You complicate success. I should have this. Success is equal to A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F plus D. Oh, I don't have B. That's why I'm unhappy. Oh, I don't have D. That person has B. So bring all the variables together and have a complex definition of success. So your faith as to what happiness is changes. Because everyone is having faith. Don't think people ask, do you have faith in God? God is not faith. God is fact. Materialists have faith. You know why? Materialists have faith, this house belongs to me. Materialists have faith, this family is mine. Materialists have faith, this mind is me. Materialists have this faith. Why is this faith? Because it will be falsified by your own experience. Why do I call it faith? Why does the Shastra call it faith? Because by your own experience you falsify it. You are saying, my son is passing away. How's your son? Your own experience is falsifying your faith that he is my son. But as far as Krishna is Bhagavan, I am part and parcel of Krishna. You have faith in Bhagavad Gita. Your own experience, if you come every week, if you take up the process of chanting Hare Krishna mantra, if you read Bhagavad Gita, then what happens? Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparaha samyatendriyaha jnanam labdha param shanti achirena adhigacchati. You will actually get realized. Your experience will testify that faith. So what is faith? Krishna consciousness is faith or materialism is faith? Materialism is faith. Krishna consciousness is Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam. It is scientific. It is Tattva Jnanam. Krishna consciousness is an established fact. It is not a matter of mental imposition. Material philosophies are a mental imposition. So your own experience will falsify it. That is why we are all here. Because our experience has falsified it. So we are here. So now, bad association will instill false faith in a mode of passion and ignorance in your own mind. It will do it. And then it increases one's anarthas. You will have a small anartha. I'll give you more examples. You'll have a small bad quality only. But that association will fan it more and more and more and more. I'll have small liking for gambling. I'll have small liking for women. I'll have small liking. But what happens? All these online platforms will increase that to enormous, gigantic proportions. Small spark, it will become a fire. It magnifies those anarthas. And then what happens? You become more proud. Oh, because I have all these, I have confidence in matter. I'll become smitten by pride. Oh, I have a beautiful husband, I have a beautiful wife, I have this, I have that. One becomes very proud. One's mind is constantly focused, absorbed in this material environment. And then what happens? Then you're constantly in the Rajoguna, constantly agitated. So even if someone is speaking Bhagavad Gita to you, you come and listen for half an hour, 45 minutes. doesn't go inside. It doesn't go inside. It's like planting a seed in a barren land. You won't feel excited. You think maybe Bhagavad Gita is very boring. Maybe it is all unscientific. Maybe they are all brainwashed. Why? I'm not dhira. I'm very agitated. Very agitated. So it doesn't go inside. I'm going into the next body. I can die any moment. This is a fact. But this fact does not create any emotion in my mind. Your mind will go from jump, jump. It cannot, you won't have an experience. Just like if someone is telling you, your father passed away, like that. You can't even process that information, right? That's how we are. Krishna is telling, you are not this body, you're changing the bodies. You can't. Because too much bad association. I can't hear Bhagavad Gita. Too much damage has happened. So what to do? Hear it repeatedly again and again and again and again. Since that bad association is undone and you come to the position of Sattva Guna, where you can actually perceive this fact. So bad association does and makes one an atheist. It makes you an agnostic. Maybe God is there. Put this slide together. Sometimes I delete my own post because I'm not the same person I was 4 minutes. So it makes people shift. I'm an agnostic in the morning, I'm an atheist in the afternoon, and in the evening, maybe there is God. Who knows? Why? Bad association. Bad association. Krishna is a real fact. He is the real. Satyasya Satyam. He is the realest of the real thing. Everything you think that exists independent of Krishna doesn't exist. Anything that I see independent of Krishna does not exist. It is called asat. It doesn't exist. Na asado vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha. So Krishna is real. So bad association makes the only thing which is real as false, and everything false appearing as real. Imagine how dangerous this is. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, you give me a cup of poison or you give bad association, I will drink cup of poison. Nishkinchanasya bhagavat bhajanonmukasya param jigamisho kavasakarasya vishayinam sandarshanam atayoshitam taha hanta hanta vishabhakshatam api asad. Vishabhakshatam api asad. No, I don't want to associate. I'm very afraid of it. So you can come here, thank you so much. But if you want to preserve it, don't associate with those people who are mad in the realm of matter. You will lose it all. It is like filling a whole pot of water and putting a hole in it. It will all come out. Very important. So you see all these online platforms, Tinder, Yell, LinkedIn, Netflix, Twitter. Everyone knows about this, but there is no good association. And because of that, even people know about their mistakes. They do not know what is the alternative. That's the problem. So we must be very afraid of bad association. It's okay to be afraid in spiritual life. People say spiritual life means you must be in bliss from day one. No, we have to be afraid. And just like people are afraid of COVID, it is intelligent to be afraid of COVID. It's not bad to be afraid. It actually makes sense. Is it not? Similarly, it is intelligent to be afraid of bad association. I'm very afraid. What will happen to me? I'm associating with these people. I'm checking this. What is happening? You see? And now we'll see some case studies of how whatever we just discussed in the previous slide got actually fulfilled in these personalities and what they could have done different. So you'll see some case studies. So yeah, before that, Narada Bhakti Sutra, to cultivate bhakti is telling, Narada Muni is saying, Dusangam sarvata eva tyajya. Give up. If you want to achieve bhakti, then what happens? Dusangam sarvata eva tyajya. Give it up. Sarvata eva tyajya. Why? 5 things. Kama, Krodha, Moha. Smriti bhamsha, buddhi nasha. Sarvanasha karanatva. What does it do? It increases your lust, Anger and delusion, it makes you deluded. It makes you, it avritam jnanam etena jnaninaha vidyavena. It covers your intelligence. Sarvanasha karana. Your whole life is gone. That's all. Whole life is sarvanasha karana. Narada Muni is studying his Bhakti Sutra. And then you can also see Kapila Muni. By association with early people, one becomes devoid of satyam, truthfulness, shaucham, cleanliness, daya, mercy, maunam, gravity. Gravity is essential. If I have to understand spiritual life, I must be very grave. I must be very sober. I must be very, eager, silent. Narada Muni in his previous life is telling, because I had this quality of gravity, I was very sober. I wasn't very talkative. These devotees gave me all good instructions. Narada Muni is saying, why? Because I wasn't talkative as a young boy. So a person must be very grave. If in bad association, constant gossip. Constant gossip. So spiritual intelligence, shyness. If I do something wrong, I must become ashamed. Why did this? Bad association kills that shame. I'll no longer be ashamed if I do something wrong. I'll consider that as normal in my life. Krihi. Krishna says in the Devi Sampad, Krihi achapram. So Krihi is basically shyness. Austerity. Tapas is lost. Fame is lost. Yashas is lost. Kshama, forgiveness is lost. Shamaha, control of the mind. Damaha, control of the senses. Bhagaha, and good fortune. Cheti yat sangadhyati sankshayam. Kshayam, it is destroyed. So a person who's understanding that I need to cross this material world because this is not permanent. I can leave this world any moment. This is not very permanent. And I am actually a spirit soul. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. I am going through so many designations. I am going through so many things. But nothing of it is actually, I'm not actually involved in anything here. That is why if we enjoy something also, it only leaves a very small mark on me. It doesn't leave a very deep mark on me. Because I'm actually not involved there. It's like putting a gulab jamun on my kurta pocket. If I have to eat gulab jamun, I have to put it into my mouth. I should not put it into my kurta pocket. Similarly, by enjoying the senses, it is like putting gulab jamun into the kurta pocket. And serving the lotus feet of Krishna is like putting the gulab jamun into your mouth. Okay, so right now, we are actually not serving our real selves. We are actually serving an imagined version of who I am. I have been scammed. I have been scammed, right? I've been caught in a scam. I clicked something, then it takes me to somewhere else. So right now I'm scammed right now. We don't realize it because in Rajoguna and Tamoguna, you can't see your ignorance. In Sattva-guna, you can see your ignorance. Right? So it's very important. Now, we'll see some case studies of bad association. Many of these pastimes you might be aware of, you might not be aware of. So I'll just for the sake of completeness, I'll just briefly talk about each of these cases. So we're going to talk about 4 personalities today. Bad association, right? So the first example is Bharata Maharaja. So Bharata Maharaja was a great king. He was the son of Rishabhadev. So India is actually called Bharatavarsha after Bharata Maharaja. He was the eldest son and he was ruling over the kingdom of Bharatavarsha very prosperously. And he was performing all whatever a Kshatriya has to perform with great devotion to Krishna. And in this way, he became very, 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 very serious in spiritual life because of his instruction of Rishabhadev. Rishabhadev, before he went to the forest, he actually told very beautiful instructions, Srimad Bhagavatam, you can read it. Now, Bharata Maharaja, he, at the time of Vanaprastha, in those days, and Prabhupada also emphasized it, Panchashvardham Vanam Vrajit. After 50 years, people quit their household life and they go to the forest. So Panchashvardham Vanam Vrajit. So Bharata Maharaja left to the forest and he went to a very nice place, Pulaha Ashrama, and he was offering a worship to Krishna in the form of Shalagram Shila. And as he was offering these beautiful offerings, he became ecstatic. Tears started flowing from his eyes. He constantly thought about Krishna. He sang about Krishna. He heard about Krishna. So in this way, he was constantly absorbed, very satisfied life. Whatever he received from berries, this, that, Bharata Maharaj was very happy. He left everything to come to the forest. He left his family. He left so many riches. He left a big kingdom. He ruled for almost 1 crore years, you can imagine, in those times, Satyuga. So he left everything. But Bharata Maharaja, while he was actually in the forest, he came across a deer and he became attracted to that deer because in the name of compassion, he thought, oh, this deer is suffering so much. Let me take care of the deer. And he started fondling that deer very nicely. So people think bad association means ISIS, Al-Qaeda, or someone like a bomb attack, or maybe some villain, he'll have big teeth. People think that is bad association. So bad association is anything that continues our material existence and continues our suffering is bad association. It could be very innocent. God, material nature does not care if our mistake is innocent or mistake is intentional. Of course, Krishna cares. Krishna will help us. But I'm saying, if a child innocently touches the fire, it will burn. Right? So no one can escape. I'm a devotee, I'm wearing tilak. No. I'll be slapped, for sure. So similarly, if I touch something, definitely I'll be hurt, for sure. So we should not think bad association means, okay, I'm not killing anyone. I'm not in bad association, or I don't drop bombs at anyone. Please don't think like that. So we have to redefine our conception of good and bad. Good means that which actually is serving Krishna, that actually can solve all our problems of life. That is good. Anything that does not solve continues. We are going to be born again. Bad. We have to take another material body. As soon as we take another material body, our troublesome condition begins. So many problems accepting a material body. So many problems. Just by having a body, so many problems. Thirst, hunger. Right now we came out of so much snow, so much cold. Problem. But we have accepted it as normal in our life. No, this is normal. This cold is normal. So we should redefine that. So very innocently he carries that deer. He started fondling it. And as you interact with the sense objects more and more, you're absorbed in the form. You're touching it. Sensation of touch is very, very powerful, which is why sexual attraction is the most difficult attraction, because the sense of touch is very strong. Indriya. So Bharat Maharaja kept on fondling it and he was getting attracted to the form of the deer more and more and more and more. And one day what happened, the deer was not there anymore. And Bharata Maharaja, who was in the stage of very high stage, in the name of compassion, he thought he wanted to give shelter. But gradually, his philosophy started changing. He started being more distracted. He used to chant Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He used to do aradhana, do deity worship, but he was constantly looking at the deer. Where was this going? So similarly, while I'm doing my sadhana, or while I'm performing Krishna consciousness, we have so many fine things that we think, very necessary only, my child, I have to take care of this. Correct only. But before the child wakes up, we must have a private space for our Krishna consciousness. Before our husband wakes up, before our wife wakes up, or anyone, I must have a private space for Krishna consciousness where I can forget I'm a husband, I'm a wife, I'm a child, I am this, I am that. You can sign off all your falsity. You can take at least experience that pleasure of solitude with Krishna. If not, then what happens? We are again and again getting waylaid. So this Bharata Maharaja is continuously meditating on the deer. His rituals are going on. Externals are going on. Internals meditating on the deer. And then what happens? No more taste for Krishna. And then gradually he's telling, he lost the deer and he's saying, he became mad, such an intelligent person. Bharata Maharaja, he left everything to leave a kingdom, to leave so many things. It's very difficult. Dustyajan, it's very difficult. But he got attracted by a small deer because of previous samskaras. And he's telling, oh, the deer got lost. What will happen to me? Oh, the deer is walking on that earth. So the earth is so fortunate. It is bearing the deer's footprints. Me, earth is more fortunate. Why can't I be the earth so that the deer can walk on me? So that those footprints I would have fallen on me. How beautiful is this land? He became mad. He became mad almost. He started saying, oh, this land has become so pious because the deer walked on it. Now it has become the best tirtha. Why should people go to Vrindavan, Mathura, everything? People can just be here because this deer has walked. Where is the small, cute deer? Where is it gone? Absorbed is. Can you please come forward? So in this way, he became absorbed in the form of a deer. And as he left his body, Tarim api parshvarinam atmadam ivanushochantem vivikshamana amrita eva abhiniveshitam mana visrujya eva abhiniveshitam mana. His mind completely abhinivesh. Abhinivesh is a certain stage of your mind where you're constantly absorbed. So your mind has become abhinivesh. It has entered into the deer. And it has become so entered that it has become one in quality with the quality of the deer. Completely absorbed. Visrujya lokam. With that mindset, Visrujya lokam, he left this world. And because he left that world that way, Mrigena Kalevaram Mritam, Adhira Mrita Janma Anusmriti Hitaravan Mrigashariravam. So he left his body absorbed like that, continuously meditating, and he left this world, he became a deer. Now, this is not a story, this is real. Now, imagine what all am I meditating on every day. Imagine, every moment I'm meditating on so many things. Like Prabhu was mentioning last week, Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam, Tisatyante Kalevaram, whatever I'm meditating, that's what I have the same bhav, the next birth. Now, this person is meditating on a deer, now there is dog culture, everyone has got a pet dog, and they're giving all their love, all their devotion, everything to a dog. So what will come? Dog smaranam. Is it not? When we dream, what will we dream about? Dog. Right? When we leave our world, what do we think about? Dog. I'm having the same bhavam by observing the characteristics of people, characteristics of the dog more and more. By doing dhyanam of that, my svabhavam is getting changed. So that's why the more and more we actually meditate on the characteristics of devotees, we will actually be, oh, this is how a devotee walks. This is how a devotee smiles. So instead of meditating on the body of a dog or a cat or a mridam or something, meditate on the characteristic of a devotee. How is this devotee walking? How is devotee smiling? How is this devotee speaking? This is how he's very grave. In this way, you meditate on the activities of the devotee, then what happens? You will always remember the devotee. And if you remember the devotee, what will happen? When you die, if you remember a devotee, wherever the devotee has gone, you also go there. And a devotee is constantly having an apartment at the lotus feet of Krishna. So you will also go to the lotus feet of Krishna. So we constantly meditate on the characteristics of a devotee. So you can look at Srila Prabhupada's videos, how Srila Prabhupada spoke, how Srila Prabhupada ate, how Srila Prabhupada walked, his gait, his majesty, how you'll have his head like this. This is also meditation. You meditate like that. Because when you meditate on Srila Prabhupada, you can't think of Prabhupada independent of Krishna. Right? You can't think of Srila Prabhupada independent of, whenever someone thinks of Srila Prabhupada, immediately one has to think of Krishna. That is Srila Prabhupada. So greatly fortunate. So if you can meditate on the beautiful personality of Srila Prabhupada, then what happens? You'll become attracted like that. But because he was very sincere, it was an accidental fall down. Janma Anusmriti Hitaravan Mrigashariravam. So Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, you will remember your previous birth. Purva Abhyasena Kaunteya. Krishna said, by your Purva Abhyasa, you will remember what you have done. So, though he took the body of a deer, he began to lament. Aho kashtam brashtoham atmavata manupathadyati mukta samasta sangasya. Aho kashtam brashtoham. Aho kashtam. What a great misfortune. I did so much, but innocently I did a mistake. Aho kashtam. Cha, 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 cha. Started repenting, and then what he did? He gave up, he joined full time. Right? He gave up his parents, he gave up his mother, he gave up his father. He did not associate with other deers. He did not associate. I became a deer because of my bad association, but I know I am not a deer. I am not meant to be here. I won't associate with other deers. I won't go and mate with another deer. I will not do all of this. I'm separate from the deers. And then what did he do? He went to a solitary place. And then he became self-controlled. And being in the body of a deer, he did not try to look for nice grass or anything. He simply subsisted himself on grass. And then what did he do? He just had leaves, trina. So just dried leaves, that's what he had. Ityevam niguna nirveda visrityam mrigi mataram punar bhagavat kshetram. Again he went to bhagavat kshetram. Evam niguna nirveda. He came, I don't want anything of this. I'm done. Because of false association, I came like this. Now I'm done with this. Nirveda. I'm not going to be with any of these deers. I'm not going to church like them. I'm not going to date another deer. I'm not going to go for a party. I'm not going to have nothing of this. Enough. Enough. I am not a deer. I am someone else. This understanding he had. So similarly also, we are also inviting, all devotees, all people in far attendance, everyone, come here. We are not meant to be in this human body. Come here. Like the deer is also following some regulative principles. We are also saying fast on Ekadasi. We are also saying take Krishna Prasadam. We are also saying come here. Just like the deer is disassociating itself from the other deers. So you are also like all Jada Bharata. You are also disassociating yourself from the general populace and coming here on a Sunday afternoon. Congratulations. But don't again go back there. That is the thing. If we again associate, then again we are impurifying ourselves. So he left his mother deer where he was born. He took sannyas, went to the forest of Shalagrama. He went to the ashram of Pulastya and Pulaha. And in that ashrama, Bharat Maharaja was very careful not to fall victim to bad association. He did not say anything. He remained ashrama. And what did he eat? Parna Trinda Virhuda Vartamana. He fasted. He ate very, very little things. And in this way, he waited to give up that body. And then, next to birth, he became a Brahmana. He was born in a very nice Brahmana family. And that Brahmana tried to teach him so many things. But Bharata was merely like Jada. No. I got associated, I fell down because of this bad association. But this lifetime, I'm going to be very careful. I'm not going to talk to anyone. I'm not going to talk any Asat Katha. I'm not going to do Prasalpa. I'm very careful. Let anyone think whatever they want to think. That's okay. If they want to think so, let them think. So he was very careful. So all the brothers of Jada Bharata is a fool only. Useless person. So what will we do? We will make him a scarecrow in the field. So Jada Bharata was like a scarecrow. But he did not revolt. Of course, it is like Paramahamsa stage. We cannot imitate that. But I'm saying Jada Bharata did not protest. You are a scarecrow, okay. And sometimes Veda Kana Pinyaka Bhali Karana Kulmasha Sthali Puri Shadani Api Amritavat Abhyavarat. People used to give him waste rice. People used to give him broken rice, oil cakes. Whatever is burnt, Jada Bharata take it. And whatever cows already ate, that waste, Jada Bharata used to eat it. And then, Amritavat Abhyavarat. He taught this Amritam. Amritavat Abhyavarat. This was Jada Bharata's consciousness. Why? because he's constantly absorbed in Krishna consciousness, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Constantly absorbed. So he was freed. So I'm not going to go into the whole pastime, what Jadabharata did and how he made this Rahu Gana. I'm not going to go into that. My point was to tell here, so Jadabharata, because of an innocent association, we don't need to be evil to suffer. People think only if you are evil, we will suffer. All we have to suffer is to be stupid. Right? If you are stupid, you will suffer. Even if I'm not evil, if I'm stupid, I will have to suffer. That is the nature of life. So Jadabharata was not evil, but he was foolish. So, and then now case of Jadabharata, had affection for a baby deer. Did he fall down? Yes. How did he become perfect? Of course, perfection, everyone was chanting Hare Krishna mantra, but he was very alert. Jadabharata was very alert. This time, I will definitely make it. This time, I will not do the same mistake. Never. No, I will not do this. Now I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to associate with devotees only. But Jadabharata did not have a devotional association. So he did not have devotee association, point to be noted. He did not have, he was in solitude. He did not have the guidance of a pure devotee. Or even if he had, he did not take in his internal heart, he didn't take shelter because he practiced Ashtanga Yoga to get purified. Right? So he did not have a guidance of a pure devotee. He did not have that. So no one was there to correct him. Solitude. Now, next case. Now, Ajamila. Everyone knows about Ajamila. Is there someone who does not know here about Ajamila? Okay. So Ajamila was a nice Brahmana in Kubja, Kanya Kubja, in a place in Uttar Pradesh, which is still there today. And he was very nicely learned. He was doing all the karmas that a Brahmana has to do. He used to do, all Panchagni Kriya, whatever has to be done, everything he will do. And then one day he passed by Ekadasho Vanam Yadaha Pitra Santevesha Vijaha Adaya Tada Avrittaha Falapushpa Samit Kushan. He went to collect Samit because you have to do, offer Samit for your Agni Karyam. For a Brahmana, that is Vidhi. So he went to collect Samit. And then Dadarsha Kaminam Kanchit Shudram Saha Bujishaya Pitwa Sam Madhuvireyam Madhagurnita Netraya. Dadarsha Kaminam Kanchit. So then he saw Dadarsha, he saw a Kami. There was a Shudrani, it's like a very popular sight in movies these days. He saw a woman who was very scantily dressed and a man who was enjoying that scantily dressed woman in public. And when he saw that, his desires, that's what I said, a bad association, fans the small desires he had into enormous proportions. It magnifies it. We'll have something very small. Ajamila had a small desire, but when the right circumstance came, he started looking at them. Mattaya Vishlata Nidya Gapetam Nirapatrava Kridantam Anugayantam Santam Ayantike. So Ajamila saw them, they were drinking and having conjugal affairs publicly, to have public display of affection like they have in marriages these days, like they have in public these days, is actually a very low class. Low class. Only a very low class person exchanges affection with a spouse in a public environment. But in today, even in marriages, people do so many things. Publicly, before devotees, before Krishna, before Agni, people are very physically intimate. What does this mean? Which means we have become very base. We have become very bodily conditioned. We have become like a Shudra. Right? Everyone. So this he saw actually. And when he saw that, suddenly that small thing started coming out. More and more. And now, he was not like a careless person. Sorry. He was not a careless person. Stambhayan Atmanatmanam Yavat Sattvam Yathashrutam Na Shashaka Samadhatu Manomadana. He tried to control. Hey, no. This is not true. This is not correct. This is not for a Brahmana. He tried so many arguments. None of the arguments worked for him. Shyam Kishore Prabhu says very nicely, what is the use of all this philosophy? Because he says, because whatever philosophy you learn, when you are in danger, it will not help you. Right? When you are in danger, whatever philosophy you learn will not help you. Why? And philosophy itself is covered, right? Your karma is covering that jnana. Your jnana will not do prakasham. You can know all the logic. When jnana is covered by karma, nothing will work. Again, he did not have devotee association. He did not have the shelter of a spiritual master. If you have the shelter of a pure devotee, you're constantly depending on that person, your success is guaranteed. But if I say independent, that's all. Right now, I conquered lust. Before you think you can conquer lust, in 2 weeks, lust will say, hey, I'm here only. I've not got any. Here only I am. That day you felt renounced, you thought you conquered me. No, I'm here only. I was just absent that day. That's all. I've come back again. So it's not very easy. Don't think this is easy. This karyam is mahakaryam. To come out of Maya is not easy. Only by the shade of the lotus feet of a pure devotee is this possible. Not by any other way. Mahiyasham padarajom shekam vishkinchananam navritaya. That is the only way this is possible. And if we have unceasing attraction, dependence, rati, Shri Guru Charane Rati, Aise Uttama Gati. So if we actually have attraction for Shri Guru, then only this is possible. Otherwise, this is not possible. So, and in this way, he controlled. And then what happens? He failed to control the mind. Then, Meva Manasa Dhyayan Swadharma Kiraram. And then he abandoned everything for Brahmana. He abandoned everything. Chalo, over, fall down. Will not work. And then what happened? Again, how he came back is something, he becomes a thief, marries a prostitute, chases away his parents, chases away his wedded wife. And then he does all thievery. Everything is rationalized. Your philosophy itself has changed. Why? To rationalize your desire. To rationalize my desire, I can change anything. For a person in the mode of passion, his desire is constant. For the person in the mode of ignorance, his laziness is constant. For the person in the mode of goodness, dharma is constant. For a person in the mode of nirguna, love for Krishna is constant. When I say constant, he can change everything for this. Person in the mode of ignorance, he can do anything to be lazy. Person in the mode of passion, he can do anything to fulfill his desire. Person in the mode of goodness, to sustain his values, he will do it. Person in the mode of pure goodness, for love of Krishna, I'm ready to go to even heaven. That is the constant. What is my constant? What is my constant? What can I give up anything for this? What is that? That is who I am. So Ajamila, innocent lust, bad association with women. He fall down? Yes. How did he get perfect? Chanting the holy name. He chanted the name of Narayana, his youngest boy. And then because of that chanting, he got association of Vishnu Dutas. And by his association, then he finally went to Haridwar, got purified and so on. I'm not going into the details of it. Did he have some devotees to help him? He did not take the association of devotees when he was in battle. Now, third one, Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi, another bad association. Manthara started saying so many things about Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra is your enemy. Right? He'll completely overthrow you. Kaikeyi, one time. You gave me good news, I will give you Abharanam. Manthara told her that Rama is going to be the king. Lord Ramachandra is going to be the king. What did Kaikeyi do? Okay, take it. Take an Abharanam. Manthara saying, really, you're giving an Abharanam? Do you not know? You're basically going to be spoiled. Lord Ramachandra is like, he will not let everything. You have to become a servant of Kausalya. Manthara knew your weak points. The weak points of Kausalya, because she wanted to be the most important queen always. She knew the weak points. So similarly, bad association, small anartha you will have, it will magnify it. It will change my faith. It will change my goalpost. It will change my goalpost. It will change my perception of life. It will narrow down my vision. It will make me shift my self-interest to something else. I will start thinking, maybe Lord Rama is my enemy only. Lord Ramachandra is very bad. Imagine the power of bad association if you can think Lord Ramachandra is Greek. Wow. Is it not? Kaikeyi literally thought Lord Ramachandra is against me. Lord Ramachandra will put me, he will not protect me. Small desire, Mantra fanned it. Kaikeyi did not say a firm no. She did not start taking her beat back and said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. She did not turn on Prabhupada lecture. She did not start, coming to the association. No, nothing. She was not firm. No, I will not listen to you. No. Again, Kaikeyi gave a reason, and that reason that she gave to Mantra had a personal desire in that. What is the desire? No, after Rama is ruling for 100 years, he'll give it to me only now. Now Mantra can't. Now I catch. I know you have that stake. With that stake, I will put you down. What is that? Rama will not let you again be the king. After he rules for 100 years, his son only become the king. Your Bharata will not become the king. Century after century, you have to be servant only. Over. Create a illusion, create a misperception about Krishna. Bad association, you browse Instagram, you go to YouTube video, you go to Instagram, Krishna does not exist. Soul is not there. Who knows God is there or not? We start thinking. This is mantra at work. If you associate more and more and more, you will realize it yourself. But we don't think like that. We look at this, we hear some Tom, Dick and Harry, there is a debate show whether God is there or God is not there. And 10 fools say God is there and 10 other fools says God is not there. We watch that debate show. What to do? Because we want to submit to fools. We don't want to hear from a perfect authority. We don't want to approach a sadhu. That is our problem. We want to approach YouTube. We don't want to approach this. We want to approach that. We are not interested to submit and hear from a sadhu. We don't want to do submissive oral reception to the words emanating from the lotus pond of pure devotee. We don't want to do that. That is our curse. That is our bane. As soon as we prepare to do that, then what happens? Immediately, our problem is solved. But Kaikeyi did not do that. Mantra said, oh, very nice. Now Rama would not let you do that, and Kaikeyi thought, very good. Let us do whatever it has to take. Exile Lord Ramachandra. And how did our dear Lord react? Naham artha paro devi lokam avasta utsahe vidhimam rishibhi tulyam kevala dharma vasa. I'm okay. You want me to go? I'm okay. Not even one vikaram was there in Lord Ramachandra's mind. Not even one transformation. Maybe Kaikeyi said that, right? She's going through 3 modes. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Not even one vikaram. She's bad. Nothing like that. Wow. Wow. Right? I have no desire. Naham arthapara. I have nothing to gain from this world. Vidhimam rishibhi tulyam. I am like a rishi. Rishibhi tulyam. Kevala dharma vastita. That is what I want. What is the dharma? Dasharatha Maharaj says something, I'm okay. No problem. Kaikeyi, you want to me? Okay, fine. Elders are saying something. Okay. And then, Vanditva Charano Ramo Visamnyasya Vitustatha Kaikeyascha Api Anaryayaha Nishpapadam Mahadviti. He also bowed at the feet of Kaikeyi. This Lord Ramachandra, association of mantra, makes you think that person is your enemy. Similarly, we also think Krishna is against me. Krishna doesn't like me. Krishna is very intimate with me. Krishna is ready to take me over. I'm actually eternal. I'm not this material body. I can solve all my problems by practicing this process very seriously. But more and more, when you get out of here, when you take to bad association, your spiritual life again will come down. But if you are sure, no, I'm going to take a sankalpa, I'm going to take a determination. No, when I go out of here, I will not take bad association again. And again, next week, I'll again be here. I'll again hear to devotees talking about Prabhupada, talking about Krishna. I'll again hear this. I am going to solve Aham Tarishyami Duranta Para Mukunda Sevang Nishayvaye. I am going to Aham Tarishyam. I am going to cross over this Nishayans. Aham Mukundang Nishayvaye. By serving the two beautiful lotus feet of Mukunda Andri Nishayvaye. Just by taking shelter of these two lotus feet, I'm going to cross. This conviction we must have. If we don't have, then again we are going. So Kaikeyi personal desires, I will finish in 5 minutes. Fall down by bad association, yes. She repented, of course. After Lord Ramachandra went, she repented. Devotee association, again, no. No devotee association. We'll come to our beautiful example of Prahlad Maharaj. So, Prahlad Maharaj is telling to Narasimhadev, Naham vive majitate ati bhayanakasya Jihvarka netra bhruguti rabasokra damshtra Antrashrajah kashataja keshara shanku karnan nihrada bhita dikibha aripinna. He's saying, Naham vibhevi, I am not afraid. Ati bhayanakasya, very fearsome. Jihvarka netra, I'm not afraid of your fearful form. But what am I afraid? Ashtosnyaham. Panavatsara dussahogra samsara chakra kadanagra satam pranitaha. Baddhaha svakarmabihi ushattamate andri moolam pritaha avavarga sharanam chavase kada. I'm very much afraid of all the asura classmates I have. I'm very much afraid. Narasimhadev is asking, what do you want? I'm very much afraid of this. I'm not afraid of anything of this. But I'm afraid of bad association I have. Now, if Prahlad Maharaj is saying this, what to talk of this? Prahlad Maharaj has seen Narasimhadev face to face. But what? He is still afraid of? Wow. Imagine. Right? And then he's telling, Prahlad Maharaj is telling, Evam janam nipaditam pravahi gupe kama vikama manjam praptan prasangat kritva pasa surarishina bhagavan prihitaha soham katham vistrite tava prithya seva. What do you want? Narasimhadev is asking. The only thing I want is to serve Narada Muni life after life. Why? Because I am a first class asura. Who am I? Is what Prahlad Maharaj is saying. Similarly, I can also think, who am I? I am simply an outright liar. I'm talking about myself. I just like women, lust, this, that, money, savings. That is all I care about. I don't really even worry about Krishna. My worry is not about anything of this. This is who I am. By nature, by my svabhavam, this is who I am. But what great fortune, aho bhagyam, the mercy of the spiritual master opened my eyes. Ajnana timira andhasya jnananjana shlake. Timira andham. Who opened it? By my spiritual master. So he only made sure that I did not follow the general populace. So I always want to always be under the shelter of a pure devotee. Now understand, Prahlad Maharaj was not associating personally with anyone, pure devotee. But within his heart is constantly meditating on his spiritual master. It's constantly taking up, just like Prabhupada. It's constantly meditating on Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. Constantly meditating on his instructions. This is called meditation. Meditation begins by meditating on the instructions of the spiritual master, because there is no difference between the instruction of the spiritual master and the spiritual master, and there is no difference between the spiritual master and Krishna. Doesn't mean spiritual master is Krishna, but spiritual master is the form of Krishna externally. Again, there is still difference there, but this is how we can approach Krishna. So this is the way we associate. So talking about Prahlad Maharaj, what is the bad association he had? Sura classmates. Did he fall down, Prahlad Maharaj? How? Constant dependence on devotees. Constant dependence on spiritual mastery. Constant dependence. So, summarizing, Prahlad Maharaj, Kaikei, Ajamila, Jadabartha, everyone more or less took a detour. Some of them innocent, some of them planned. Kaikei planned. Ajamila little innocent. Jadabartha little more innocent. Prahlad Maharaj didn't fall down. Intentions are different, but by constantly taking association of pure devotees, what happened? Prahlad Maharaj did not fall down. Similarly, we are going through the corporate world, Instagram. If I open in Kali Yuga, very easy to get Tamoguna association. You just open Instagram, Tinder, this, that. Immediate, one moment. Association with Tamoguna is very easy in Kali Yuga. Association with Krishna consciousness is very rare in Kali Yuga. Where else do you think people having a spiritual program? Which other society is offering this? Just use yourself, see which other society is offering you a program to make complete spiritual advance. To go back to God, and I'll give you a program. Spiritual association in Kali Yuga is very rare. It's very rare. And material association in Tamoguna is very easy. When you see this contrast, I must become more careful. I must become more afraid. So it's a very nice song. I don't have time to go over the song. I would please ask you to read this song, sing this song. Very nice. I just read this alone. Adarira chele, swajanira kole, hasiya ka tainu kala, janaka janani sehte buniya, samsara lagido bhar, samsara lagido bhar, bhuliya tumhare samsare achi. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is singing. As I fall into sun in the lap of relatives, I pass my time smiling and laughing. My parents' affection helped me to forget the pangs of birth, and I thought the world is very nice. Krame dine dine balaka hoiya, bhelinu balaka saha, aragichu dine kana pajilo, patha podiya. Day by day, I grew and soon began playing with other boys. Shortly, my powers of understanding emerged. I read and studied my lessons incessantly. Vidyaraga urave, bhrami deshe deshe, dhana upajana kori, swajana palana kori kamane, bhulinu tomare. Traveling from place to place, proud of my education, I grew wealthy and maintained my family with undivided attention. Who will not hurry? I forgot. So this is our story. So let us not forget. And then he's saying, now I am weeping. I passed my life in vain. What will be my fate? Now this is the mood of chanting Hare Krishna mantra actually. This is the mood of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. If you sing these Vaishnava bhajans, you'll actually get the mood of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So this is the glory of good association. I'm skipping this because over time. So this is Narada Bhakti Sutra. Just finish with this. Tarati kaha tarati mayam yaha sangam kajati. Yo mahabhavam sevate dilmo. Maya Sangam Kajati. Who can cross this Maya? One who can give up bad association and who can serve the pure devotees. He can actually cross this ocean of material existence. So I'll stop here. Thank you, Hare Krishna. If I spoke anything wrong, I spoke more than what I should have spoken. I mean, this is my own story. To be honest, I'm just babbling in this, corporate world. So many things. Please bless me that I don't get waylaid and I, take shelter at the lotus feet of the spiritual master and sincere devotees. Sorry if I misspoke something. Hare Krishna.
Jayasachinandan Krishna Prabhu ji.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.